Salut, bonjour, and welcome to episode 23 of francofille, a creative podcast. My name is Devin, and this is where I document my knitting, dyeing, and other fiber-related crafting. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry at @BDevin. You can find the podcast group for, or I guess the group for this podcast on Ravelry if you search francofille in the group tab. That's where I post show notes, updates about knit-alongs and other things like that. The chatter and finished objects threads for the current summer of sock yarn knit-along are also there. If you are knitting anything out of sock yarn this summer, be sure to post your finished objects in the finished object thread and post your progress in the chatter thread. There's some pretty fantastic prizes, most of which I talked about last episode, but another one came in the mail this last week, so I'm going to show that to you guys in just a minute. What else do I want to say at the top of the podcast? Yeah, it's been 2 weeks since I last recorded and uploaded a video. Just not a ton of knitting getting done right now with the move and traveling between here and Bloomington and both of our parents' houses, so you know, I figured I'd wait until there was enough content to actually make a worthwhile video for you guys. So eventually things will get back to normal. For now, I figured 2 weeks is better than 3, so hey, it's a step in the right direction at least. But yeah, got a little bit of knitting to show you guys. Actually a little crocheting, which I don't know that I've ever showed anything I've crocheted on here before. And then some acquisitions and an update about that prize. Oh, one other thing to note, if you're interested at all, my Etsy store is up and running again. It's no longer on vacation mode. I'm currently doing made-to-order stuff though, so any of my colorways are available. Just send me a message and we can get that all worked out. So very exciting, very fun. Yeah, unfortunately all of the stuff that I've dyed up recently is now at the yarn store down in Bloomington, so nothing to show you guys here, but again, anything is available for you if you want it. Whew, that's a long spiel, and I don't know, I feel like I'm already rambling, so all right, let's get right to it. Got some Dr. Pepper today, nothing too terribly exciting. Need some caffeine and it's too hot for coffee or tea. Let's see. I'll start with my one finished object, which is also my crochet project this last week or so. I realized, I think 2 days after we moved in, that I'd left all of my washcloths down in Bloomington. So I decided to just make a new one. I've got a stack of crocheted washcloths that I've made over the years that I just, you know, rotate through and use when I wash my face at night. And yeah, so real simple pattern, just a combination of single crochet, chain stitch, and half double crochet. And nice, usable, and washes up really, really nicely. I wish I knew exactly what the yarn was. It's super deep stash, but I think I got it at like Michael's or Hobby Lobby or something like that. Just that really standard, we've all seen it as we're walking through the yarn section. Cotton, like 100% cotton yarn. It's worsted weight, something like, I want to say it's like cream and something yarn. Super deep stash though. But yeah, works great. Really excited about it. I've been crocheting longer than I've been knitting actually, but I primarily crochet for household objects. I'm trying to think, the last non-washcloth thing I crocheted was doing, I think I've got 2 or 3 granny square or square style Afghan projects that are just hanging out in my, hanging out in deep stash. Maybe as I unpack my stash, I will bring them out to show you guys, as they're good projects. I like what I'm working on, and they're fun to do. It's just, I'll sit down and make a stack of 10 squares and then won't touch it again for another year or two. So yeah, trying to think. I know I've got at least two. And they are down in our basement currently, somewhere in deep stash. Yeah, so nice and handy. I mean, I've tried making knit washcloths before, and I don't find that they hold up quite as nicely as crocheted. So nice and scrubby. Yay, crochet. Yeah, I don't know what else I want to say about crocheting, but this is literally the only thing that I finished this last week, or since I last talked to you 2 weeks ago. I mean, the socks that I showed you at the end, or in last week's episode, where I really just needed to Kitchener the last toe, those got done, and I think I did use, actually I think I used a kitchen knife to cut that yarn. Somebody suggested using toenail clippers, and I've definitely done that in the past. And on our last trip down to Bloomington last week to get most of our stuff, I made sure I brought back at least 2 pairs of scissors. So that will not be an issue from here on out. Let's see, what else? Got just a stack of projects here. And I think, yeah, the rest of the projects I have to show you are all socks. Really, I mean, really is the summer of sock yarn. It's just, when I'm traveling between the new house and either of our parents' houses or down to Bloomington, socks are just the easiest project to bring with, right? They're just so mobile. Anyway, I've made a little bit more progress, actually a fair deal more progress on my sock blank, my current sock blank socks. There we go. You can see I'm basically at the point of the toe now. I've got to start decreasing for the toe in another round or 2. Right? Fish lips kiss heel. Plenty of stellina in this yarn, and it's just kind of spiraling up, kind of cool. And this is off of one of the sock blanks that I dyed up when I was having fun figuring out how that all works beyond, yeah, when I was playing around trying to figure out how dyeing sock blanks can be done differently than dyeing yarn. Yeah, so that was that. Really enjoying knitting these up and having fun watching how the spiral changes and the colors pool differently depending on what's going on with the stitch pattern. So when I was doing the 2x2 ribbing, you can see that half the sock is basically purple and blue, and then the other half is green and blue. And then as I got into the leg, I'm gonna put the sock on my arm so it can be seen a little bit more easily, even if it is upside down. Here we go. Right, so you can see it's half and half, and then it spirals once you get to the leg, and it's got a pattern in there, just a little knit purl thing. And then obviously that changes for the heel, but now that I'm onto the foot itself, right, the spiral pooling is getting a little bit narrower, right? You can see that there, right? Which is kind of interesting. Right? And I think that's in part because, I mean, it's got to be because of the difference in stitch pattern, right? Where the sole of the foot is all stockinette, and then the top of the foot still has the pattern in it. I mean, really, that's the only thing that's different between that and the top, and I mean, I don't think there's that, the difference in the sock blank is that significant to have triggered that, but who knows. But at any rate, I'm having a lot of fun with this and can't wait to get this pair finished. This has been a lot of fun, and I'm really enjoying how they're knitting up. Sorry, I'm not even looking at you. I'm just admiring my sock in the camera. It's fine. Yeah, cool. So that is whip number 1. And whip number 2, because I showed you guys my swap package with Mina, or from Mina, last week, and I was just honestly too excited about it to to let it go any longer. So one night after I think I was working on the fireplace behind me, yes, it was that recently, I decided to cast on a pair of socks using the West Yorkshire Spinners yarn that Mina sent me. So you can see it's, what is it? It's 75% wool, 25% nylon, and 35% of the wool is blue-faced Leicester. And you can see that it's definitely going to make some stripy, fun, multicolored socks. And that is indeed the case. I'm on sock number 1, and I am absolutely in love with this yarn. It's so stinking cool. 2x2 rib for the cuff. And I don't even know how many rows I did. I was just kind of going until I felt like stopping. So I got through 4 of the colored stripes before switching. And then I'm now on to my Fish Lips Kiss heel. And yeah, I mean, nothing too crazy. Size 0 needles, 64 stitches. Yeah, so these are gonna be really awesome. I'm kind of surprised by just how soft the yarn is for being such a workhorse kind of yarn, right? That 75-25 blend. And blue-faced Leicester, I think this may be the first time I'm actually, is this my first project with any blue-faced Leicester? I think it might be. And I've always heard that it's a rougher yarn. It's not as soft as merino. So yeah, I was really pleasantly surprised by just how soft it really is. These, I think pretty quickly these are going to become my favorite pair of socks once these are done. I'm absolutely in love. I love that sort of two-toned effect too between the solid stripes. Like I'm so excited. Mina, thank you so much. I think these may, yeah, these are basically like perfect. This is perfect sock yarn for me. This is exactly what I like. So yeah, lots of fun and loving working on this. And that project, of course, has been living in my Mina Makes project bag. I brought this up to my parents yesterday, actually, when I went up to visit them. Yeah, both my parents and Jordan's parents are now only 2 hours away. They used to both be about 4.5 hours. So we've popped up to see both of them, both sets of parents, once since we moved up at the beginning of the month. So we've been traveling quite a bit, actually. But it's nice having family so nearby. So kind of cool. But yeah, so project bag there. The other one is in Layla's favorite project bag. This is my bag by Bags by Terry, which is covered in cat hair. It's how you know that Layla loves it. She will hunt it out and pull it out of my knitting projects basket, pull it out and nap on it. She just, yeah, Layla approved. She's a funny one. Let's see here. And that's really, I mean, literally, that's what I've done in the last 2 weeks. Right, not a ton of knitting time. The other thing I did get accomplished was I frogged a sock. Oh, the saga of my Hermione, no, Mrs. Weasley's family socks. Beautiful socks. Absolutely in love with these socks. Love the yarn, love the pattern, love everything, but if you guys have been watching for a little while, you will remember the series of issues I've had with this incredibly simple sock. I'm making this pair out of, what is it? Hot socks, just standard sock yarn in navy. It's another 75-25 blend of superwash wool and nylon. And that is what I'm using for the cuff, heel, and toe. And then the body of the sock is Brew City Yarns in Toasted Marshmallow. And it is super soft. I think it's an 80-20 blend. Do I have the card in here still? I do, yay. Oh my god, and I'm right. 80-20 blend of superwash merino and nylon, right? 400 yards, 400 grams. So if you guys have been watching a while, you remember all the issues that I've been having with this pair of socks. First issue I had was on the first sock where I continued the pattern onto the sole of the foot. I frogged back and corrected and now have a perfect first sock. Oh, and the pattern I think I mentioned was Mrs. Weasley's Family Socks, which is a pattern by Molly of A Homespun House. Brilliant pattern, totally well written. All the issues I've been having are completely user error, not pattern error, not yarn error. Literally just Devon error. Yeah. Then the second one was going smoothly until I realized that I had cast on 64 stitches instead of 72. Which meant that the sock didn't fit. So I'd gotten, I think I was halfway through the foot. Yeah, I'd already finished the heel. I think I was almost to the toe when I realized that the second sock wasn't gonna fit. So after leaving these in my project bin for at least a month, I finally frogged that second sock this last weekend. This was the heel. The toe is, or the cuff is in here too somewhere. And I mean, right? That's what happens to all of us when we frog. So I will cast the second one on soon. Once I finish one of the other socks that I've got going on the needles, I will finally come back and finish these. But it's just, I am kind of embarrassed by how much I've struggled with this project, especially because I've been so excited about it. I loved the yarn, I loved the pattern, I love how it was knitting up. I even loved the needles I was using, right? Using some double pointed needles by Blue Sky Alpaca, right? US size 0 2mm needles, gorgeous rosewood needles, right? Everything about this project was perfect, except I was just not paying enough attention, I think is the issue. I got a little bit cocky with my knitting, and yeah, it came back to haunt me. So I've been more conscious, more mindful of my sock knitting since, and have not run into the same issues. So, you know, lesson learned. But these will get finished. They will be wearable come fall, which is when I want them for. So very good. Yeah, I mean, literally I'm 17, almost 18 minutes in, and that is all of the knitting content I have for you guys this week. It's kind of crazy. I do have a couple stash enhancements I'm going to show you guys, and then I will show you kind of what else has been occupying all of my time. The answer is my house and my puppy. All the new things, all the new things. But yeah, yeah, I'll start with that. So while Jordan and I were moving and painting and all that kind of good stuff, my parents actually spent the first week and a half of the month up in the UK, in England. Yeah, just in England. They were in the Cotswolds and in London, and they were visiting friends and traveling with friends of theirs and having a good time. And if you follow me on Instagram, you actually probably already saw this, but unbeknownst to either myself or Jordan, my dad actually grabbed the like little cake topper thing off of our wedding cake last summer. So we got married in France last summer, and had a croquembouche, which is a French pastry sort of thing, a pièce montée, that's made up of like cream puffs, essentially, right? And covered in caramel, and it's delicious and it's amazing. And if I can find a picture easily, I will insert one here for you to see. But yeah, so they without the caterer who did the croquembouche put a little plastic figurine on top, right? A little married couple, bride and groom, without my knowing, right? Like I didn't ask for it or anything. It just kind of appeared on the top of our wedding cake thing. And so, I mean, it looks nothing like either of us. They never do, but I mean, it's not even blonde. So yeah, so I was not feeling particularly sentimental about it or anything. So when we were cleaning up after the wedding and all that, Dad asked if I wanted it, if I was gonna keep it, and I said no. So he apparently decided to clean it off and wrap it up and take it with him. And Mom thought he was crazy for doing this until he explained that he wanted, again, it was apparently all going on while Jordan and I are just kind of enjoying being married. Yeah, he explained to Mom that he wanted to grab it and keep it in his suitcase so that whenever he and Mom travel together, he can take pictures of it and send them to me. Kind of traveling gnome or Flat Stanley style. So yeah, so while they were in England this last week and a half, Dad started texting me pictures from like around London and the Cotswolds of this little bride and groom figurine. My dad is super adorable sometimes. Yeah, so I posted a couple of the pictures they sent to Instagram, and I'll put them in here too. But yeah, so there's that. And while they were in the Cotswolds, Mom was very, very sweet and saw a yarn store and immediately thought of me, which is good. I've trained her well. So she picked up some yarn for me, and I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with it. So the first, and again, I think last episode I talked about how much I wanted to get my hands on some West Yorkshire spinners. Mom got me some more. She actually watched the episode and made a note of it. How adorable is that? But yep, this is the Air Valley DK. Apparently these don't have colorway names or anything like that, but it is be some self-striping purple or variegated purple, not sure which. And again, it's another 75-25 wool nylon blend. So I'm not sure what this is gonna be yet. I'm thinking I may combine it with this awesomeness. So Mom got me 2 balls of this. They're 50-gram balls and 119 yards. So that's what, $2.40 for 100 grams, which is a DK worsted, like light worsted to DK, yeah, weight. So it's a little bit heavier than this, but they may end up together in some sort of way. And it is, sorry, I'm trying to read the band. It doesn't really have, right, as you can see, there's a lot of writing on this yarn band. But it is apparently virgin wool from, like, produced for the yarn store and from a heritage breed from the area. So it's kind of amazingly local and very cool. So yeah, the wool is produced for the Burton basket by Armscote Manor. There we go. And this is a village about 15 miles from their shop in Burton on the Water. So very cute, very local. And I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with this. What can I make out of this? If you guys have any suggestions, because again, I've been so focused on fingering weight yarn that I haven't really been thinking about projects for heavier things. So yeah, I've got about 100 yards, sorry, 100 grams, so 240 yards of this white. Right, I mean, it's really cool. I mean, it really is just undyed wool. It's got, I don't know if you can see, it's got like a little flecks of brown and stuff like that in there too. It's just really cool. Maybe mittens. Maybe mittens. I don't know if I have enough though. I'll have to search on Ravelry. These could be some really epic cabled mittens. Possibly. I was thinking this could maybe be a hat for the winter. We shall see. But yeah, that's what I've gotten there. They also went to Bath, and I mean, like most everyone else, I've always loved Jane Austen. So Mom picked me up a little book, which is kind of cool. I'm really excited to read this. And then a notebook. Okay. And this is actually, oh, I didn't even notice. This is actually quite perfect. I'm currently reading Mansfield Park, and the quote on the cover of the journal is actually from Mansfield Park as well. So very thoughtful, very cute. My parents are very adorable from time to time, what can I say? It is a truth universally acknowledged. Love this journal. So, very fun. The last thing to show you, which actually pertains to you, something you guys could get, is I got one more package of prizes, or of a prize for the Summer of Sock Yarn Knit Along. So obviously, I'm obsessed with socks and sock yarn this summer. I think it's been pretty well demonstrated. So obviously we've got the knit along going on, and I got these two epic project bags from Annie of Hand Knit, HKNT, right? What do I want to say? I'm trying to think like where to begin. So I first like became aware of her project bags and stuff like that because I know she sent Abby and Allie of Get Lit Knit a prize for the Cameo Loco knit along that we did. And or was it for that or was it for one of their other giveaways? They gave away one of her bags and kind of I became minorly obsessed. She had sent them some pretty cool bags. And so when she got in contact with me, just like, hey, I see you've got another knit along coming up. Any chance you'd be interested in, you know, having a bag to give away? I immediately said, yes, of course. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And she's just the sweetest. We've been chatting via Ravelry and Instagram, and just the nicest, sweetest person. So I was very excited when I came home the other day and found these two lovelies in my mailbox. So got a prize for you and a prize for me. Right, both hand-dyed or hand tie-dyed project bags, which is really cool. Right, and I'm in love with both of them. Like, let's be completely honest. They are both really cool. And I've been really struggling to decide which one is going to go to you guys and which one is going to stay with me. But I think I'm gonna keep the smaller one, right? Because again, I'm working on socks right now. This is kind of all my mind can think about. So this larger, really cool project bag, right? Which I think, I mean, let's see here. Just to play around with the size of it, got this giant ball from DK, right? Yeah, I mean, I can get all of that yarn in here comfortably and I can close it up. So, good size project bag for you guys. I'm just dumping out my own yarn. Right, good size. It's nice and lined. Got this nice solid wrist strap there. And these really cool stitch markers and progress keepers, right, that she has also made. Right, and they are just really cool little skulls. Like, how cute is that? So this little combo, right, the project bag and stitch markers plus project keeper are also one of yours. Whoa, that didn't even make sense. Will be a prize for one of you. There we go. For the Summer of Sock Yarn Knit Along. So again, join the Ravelry group if you haven't already, and post. There's the chatter thread and the finished object thread. You can post as many finished objects as you want, and post in the chatter thread as much as you want. The chatter thread has kind of exploded a little bit. I'm really excited about how much you guys have been talking with each other and commenting on each other's pictures, especially since I have not been as active in there as I would really like. Like, I've gone through and liked everybody's projects, but that's unfortunately about as much time as I've been able to devote to it. But yeah, you guys are doing amazing work this summer, so congratulations and keep it up. And yeah, one more very exciting prize for you guys to possibly win. Yeah, so what else do I want to talk to you guys about? I mean, that's about it. Our place is, of course, a mess because we are in the process of moving and painting and all that stuff. But I figure I may as well also show you a little bit of what I've been up to that's not crafting related. So if you do not want to hear about my DIY projects or anything like that, no hard feelings, and I will see you again soon. I'm not even gonna promise next week because that just keeps not happening, but I will see you guys again soon. If you are interested, fantastic, and I will see you in just 1 second. All right, so the first project that I wanted to tackle when we moved in was our living room. Right, we've got the sunroom where I tried to record earlier. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but I got in there and it was just way too echoey. We've got that, and we've also got this living room that's on the other side of the kitchen. And it has, as you can see, this giant fireplace in it. And then I'm just going to show you, please excuse all of the mess. Again, I'm in the middle of painting this room. Nice big windows. And as you can see, when we got the house, right, it's got the wall with the windows on it is this dark red. So during the day, it just looks like a giant cave, right? You get all this light in, but the red just sucks up any other light. Right, and then, big room, spinning around, there's our dining room. Right, and then on the other side of that wall is our kitchen. Spin, spin, spin. That's where I was just sitting. And then the hallway back to the bedrooms. So yeah, nice big room, but it just was really dark, which is surprising for such a large room. It just felt like a claustrophobic little cave. So the fireplace used to be this dark red, dark purple color. I'll throw in a picture too for you guys. But I decided to start to fix the problem of this place being such a dark cave-like room by whitewashing the brick of that fireplace. So surprisingly simple to do. We had some, the previous owners had left some white latex paint, so water-based paint, in the basement, the same paint they used in some of the other rooms in the house. So I took equal parts of that and water and brushed 2 coats on the fireplace. So yeah, it was a little time consuming. Please excuse the shake there. But yeah, the most time consuming part honestly was I had to take a little 1/2-inch brush and cover all the sides of all the bricks and get in every little grout line or whatever between all the bricks. So that took some time, but I'm really pleased with how that turned out. There's Layla. And then the other thing that I'm now working on is getting the walls painted. So I've got a nice blue-gray color that I'm doing on the walls instead, just to really brighten up the room. And I think it's gonna make a huge difference. But yeah, so that's what's been going on in this room. I'm not sure what we're gonna do with the mantle. Jordan wants to do something lighter, especially because I'm gonna paint the grate that's currently that shiny brass and do that probably a matte black. Yeah, you can see I've already got a wedding picture up there. Yeah, and then the other thing that we've been working on, you can see, yay, hey guys, paint swatches on the wall. Coming into the dining room, right? You can see the color that I'm planning on doing in there. There you go. We've got this nice walk-in pantry thing. You can see the reflection and all of my possible paint choices, right? But I'm going with this nice light gray blue again. There we go. Get some light on in here. I'll leave the trim white and that'll, I think, have a nice little contrast. And yeah, we wanted to go with more of a gray instead of a beige, which is what I was originally thinking, because Jordan didn't want it to be too matchy-matchy with the sunroom. And again, please excuse the mess, but the sunroom has been our staging area. And yay, you can see little Ezra man. Hey, pup. He's a good boy. And that is his current setup too. When we can't be with him directly, right, when we can't be immediately supervising him, right, he's got this cage slash, or crate slash play yard set up with a couple toys. Yeah. And he's just been a sleepy little guy today. But yeah, that's the other stuff that we've been working on. Just kind of, I mean, This looks bad, and Jordan would probably be very upset with me if he knew that I was showing you. But the stacks of boxes and tubs used to come out to, I mean, about where this rug ends, right? And we've gotten a lot of them put away. So we've been working hard. And yeah.